Hello, this is Cheryl Dalton, the CEO of Dalton and Dalton Enterprises, a 501c3, and my name is Jean Gardner. I work directly underneath her as the marketing outreach coordinator. And we thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council members and fellow citizens of Orangeburg and professionals for having us today. Mr. Mayor, Council, we're here partly in part due to the closure of the Samaritan House. It is beginning of summer, and as an operation, Dalton and Dalton Enterprises, which has a combined transitional and permanent housing program, which is unique in South Carolina, we are approaching you today to remind you that we are now the only homeless shelter supporting the homeless of the city of Orangeburg. A focus on veterans and non-veterans with an emphasis on everyone, so all peoples are taken care of. We transport our personnel, our residents, to medical doctor appointments here in the city. We provide meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. We have a work encouragement program with training and transportation to their jobs. We've been fortunate to pick up 2 Samaritan House former residents that were displaced last week, I believe it was the week before. Those 2 interviews are both available at our website. It's public free access. Dalton and Dalton.org is our website. Again, that website is daltonanddalton.org, DaltonAnddalton.org, daltonanddalton.org. Our future, besides our recent expansion of Dalton House for Veterans, which you're probably familiar with, which has 20 beds and now is nearly half full with no substantive funding, and future plans to open an all-female facility to include children, which we haven't done yet, but that is on our future plans. I cannot speak about why any 15-year operation would shut down so abruptly, and I don't think any other would with what should be on projections and at least 6 months notice before any place would close down. But any facility, in all fairness, and to all facilities that are housing homeless people, no matter who they are, have overhead such as air conditioning and heating bills, electric, gas, fuel, grounds and maintenance, salaries, and other challenges. It is for this reason that we're requesting the July 2016 through July 2017 $30,000 grant from the city. And we thank you for your support, and we will be available in the back after the city council meeting to answer any and all questions that you might have. And one caveat, we are trying to find the homeless that was in the Samaritan House. We did find 2 of them, so if anyone knows of the remainder, we would like to go ahead and collect them and assist them as well. Thank you for your time, City Council, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, some questions.
Sure. I'm so sorry.
Where are you located?
We're at 167 Bent Hump Road, just outside the city of Orangeburg, and the other facility is in the city limits at 1231 Utah Street. Both facilities are under Dalton and Dalton Enterprises with the Secretary of State's office, 501c3. The transportation is run from the same vans at 1231 Utah. We have a van, and we transport the residents to their medical doctor's appointments, to all their city appointments, which that's what they all are, city appointments anyway. Any other questions?
How many staff members do you have?
Sure.
Yeah,
We have
5.
total of 5.
Are they all volunteers?
They are volunteers with a stipend. Every volunteer receives stipend pay. Yes, sir.
How many other grants do you have?
We have some small private grants, very small. These private grant, we got one from a plant here in Orangeburg last year, and that was a small grant. And we got one about 2 weeks ago from a senior citizens group here in Orangeburg. Am I missing any other grants?
No.
We have a pending grant grant with a local major supermarket store that we're still waiting on to get back. But again, that would be a small grant.
Or your eligible state or federal grants.
We do receive federal funding. You want me to go ahead and talk about
Yes.
that? Okay, on the federal funding and state funding, we have, again, remember I just mentioned that we are a transitional housing and permanent housing. We have a general fund where the funds for the permanent housing come through that help subsidize the transitional housing. Transitional housing people, the ones that we're talking about mainly are homeless people, the ones that are transient type people that you may have heard of. Those people tend to have no funding at all. So the general fund helps cover the expenses on the transitional housing.
Do any of your residents pay any kind of fee or anything?
On the federal funding, the permanently disabled people under the permanent housing, that is where some of our funding comes from, that's right.
Now, what I'm asking is, do your residents pay to stay at Dalton and Dalton?
The permanently disabled that have Social Security disability.
Okay, I got it,
Yes, sir.
okay.
And I want to be clear, the $30,000 that you, now what did you need that
It is for our operational expenses.
for?
With the 5-bed permanent housing that we currently have, and we do have this 20-bed off of Bent Hawk Road, the 20-bed right now has more of an emphasis on transitional housing. So that is our weak link at the moment. We just wanted to let you know of our situation and request that funding to help project our expenditures and cover our expenditures through 2017 of July.
Is the house on Utah Street, is it full?
It is at capacity.
Yeah, capacity.
Mhm.
So you need,
What is your annual budget?
It has been 59,000 a year. We expect that to go up by another 50,000 this year, now that we added the 20-bed facility. So we're looking at a $100,000 budget.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Somewhere I heard that, federal government was no longer funding transitional housing, they were getting out of it. What, are you at jeopardy as it relates to any, that kind of funding?
No, sir. Because we are a combined transitional and permanent housing program. So one piece balances out the other off the funding. We are a unique housing program because we can house both the permanent and the transitional people.
So in other words, what you're saying is that the funds that you get for transitional housing also supplement permanent or vice versa?
Vice versa.
Have y'all considered the possibilities of going into the Samaritan House building?
We could, but we never entertained that. We just got that 167 Ben Hawk Road facility. It seems to be okay, but we would be open to working out some kind of partnership with someone so we could do that. That's a brilliant idea.
I don't really know who owns that now. I know that when they started, they bought that building. So somebody owns it. Whether the Samaritan House still, that corporation may still own it. That might be something you wanna look into, because it's a pretty good sized building.
Well, we have our 167 Ben Hawk is very big. It's a 20-bed. It's air conditioned. It's very nice. So we probably wouldn't want to move into the Samaritan House unless we were expanding. Now, we do want to start that female facility, but we're not running hard. We're walking. We're not running. So that program would probably start next year. But we have been getting phone calls about the female side of the house with the children, displaced women. And getting to where we need to be, we'll be able to do that at some point, take care of them. But right now, we're just trying to take care of the obstacles that are in front of us, which is this facility and its operational funding.
Do you, take women now, or you just got men?
We're at capacity. We have one woman?
We have one.
One woman.
what percentage of your people are actually veterans?
We have what, 10% right now? 10%
10% is actually
veteran, military veteran. And we found that we could be under some sort of legal problem if we were specifically veterans and discriminated against non-veterans. And we also found out that we have a challenge on the intake to find the veterans. So this way we have a focus on veterans, and yet we're taking non-veterans, which are average citizens who never served before. So this way we're taking care of everybody. However, when we house veterans in rooms together. We do not put a non-veteran in a room with a military veteran, just because they might start talking stories and stuff like that.
Well, Mr. Gardner, what you think?
Mayor, I have one question. Mr. Stockman, on your projected budget, have you prepared that yet with the projected revenues and expenditures that we could get council?
We can certainly provide that. That would be very easy. We didn't know to bring one with us, so we can prepare that and have that for you.
Okay.
I'll get in touch with your officer. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Mr. Gardner, we want to appreciate you all coming before council, because we are very concerned about the homelessness in the city. That's one of our concerns, because it will be a problem of the city if we don't have this. So we thank you for coming. We'll take this on, advisement if it's on record, council.
And we'll wait around after the meeting for any questions anyone might have after the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 4, in reference to the ordinance prohibiting the sale on the premises